Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to tonight's episode of Morte D'Arthur. Tonight, Sir Tristram continues in his quest to chase down that devilish, mischievous, wicked knight that's been tearing through the English countryside, bringing about misery and dead bodies wherever he's gone. Exciting times, ladies and gents. I can't wait. So, welcome. Hello, Black Rabbit. How is everyone? Hello, Frankie. Hello, Francis. That's the first time I called you Frankie in about 10 years, which is worrying. First time I called you Frankie in 12 years. Now I'm just old. I'm worried. You get the twice there. That'll be the twice in 2 minutes, and that will be it for your next decade, Francis. There. I get your name right twice, and that's it. Right, how's everyone? Come in, everyone. Come in. Hello, Danny. Hello, Julie. Hello, Rose. Hello, Mehmet. Welcome, guys. Welcome. It's been longer, Francis. Does it? No, it's just 10. It's just 10. I'm not that old. You're not that old. We're not that old. It's only 10 years. There. I only have to call you by your proper name once a decade. Hello, Danny. How are you? Come in, guys. Come in. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Dave. Hello, John. Sit yourselves down. Ouch. I am making this. I am taking this into account. It'll be fine. Not for a long time. I think I've got 3 years. I've got 3 years on it still. I'm only 27. 3 years till I'm 30. That is bags of time. Bags of time. By the time I hit 30, I will be a massively famous writer, author who's won every single award going, and is living on an island in Tahiti. Drinking drinks with umbrellas in them. It does. The book will come to an end eventually. Anyway, this is it. Yes, the hair, by the way. For those of you who don't know, I had planned to get my hair cut. I had planned, but the hairdressers in York were all underwater over Christmas, so no hair was cut. I had to cancel those plans. Otherwise, we were this close to Simon having respectable hair. It hasn't happened. I shaved for you guys, though. I shaved for you guys to show that I do care somewhat about not looking like a hobo when I come onto this show. Frank will be sad. Well, here's the thing. Frank isn't here yet, guys. For those of you who don't know, Frank has a fixation with wanting to cut my hair and threatens that if ever I find myself on Speaker's Corner, that he will chop off my hair. Well, I was down in London today, ladies and gents. I was 10 minutes away from Hyde Park Corner, and Frank wasn't there to cut off my hair. I was actually slightly creeped out a little bit walking around Westminster, worried that Frank would jump out from behind a pillar with some scissors to chop my hair, but it didn't happen. We've outsmarted Frank. He'll be devastated. I will accept that. I will accept a young Marco Pierre White. I like that. If only I could cook like a young Marco Pierre White. The cooking's not bad. And I still am. That's the important bit, Francis. I still am a hottie. Unlike Marco Pierre White now, I still, I think I just like it. I mean, this long is, I'm enjoying this length, to be honest. I mean, sometimes the hair gets in my face, and I have to sit there and fight with it like it's some kind of lion that needs taming. But otherwise, it's all good. Anyway, ladies and gents, shall we have enough of me prattling on about hair and avoiding Frank's scissors? Absolutely, Roger. Do a scissor poem about me running through London, avoiding Frank and tourists and people who commute slowly. Why, can I just ask, when you have to go and get a train, does everybody on the underground insist on walking at all of half a mile an hour speed, people? It's not nice in the underground. It's not like Belgium. Belgium has a nice underground. London doesn't. It's white with posters for films that you've already seen or haven't seen or don't intend to see. There's nothing to enjoy down there. Just get out. Just get out and into the open air. Stop dawdling, because Simon has to catch a train. Anyway, enough ranting. Let's get into tonight's show. Ladies and gents, we are telling the tale of Sir Tristram. Sir Tristram, second toughest knight in all the realm. The only knight who's tougher than him is Sir Lancelot. But that's not to say he hasn't had a few upsets. There is the occasional knight who's come upon Sir Tristram unaware to knock him from his horse, to strike him down. Roger, I have to say that I do get a wee bit wound up over slow people when I need to move quickly. Slow people walking 6 abreast when I have to move quickly as well. There's no reason to walk 6 abreast. Everyone can have a friend and you can just walk 3 abreast. It's all good. Anyway, Sir Tristram, exiled from Cornwall after he was caught in bed with the beautiful Queen Isolde, has been travelling throughout Britain, proving the way of the sword. And only recently he's come across an unknown knight with a shield that was wrapped in cloth, who struck Sir Tristram down when he approached him, who attacked Sir Palomides, who Tristram rode with, who has knocked down Sir Blobris and Sir Gawain, who has knocked down Sir Kay. Oh, absolutely, Rosie. Sir Tristram is the most amorous knight you will ever see. And Sir Tristram feels true love for Queen Isolde of Cornwall, even though she's married to King Mark. Nothing will keep their love apart, with the exception of the fact that he's exiled. When he's being exiled, then there's no seeing each other, because he'll face certain death if he goes back to Cornwall right now. But apart from certain death, nothing will keep their love apart. Occasionally there's another woman who will come along. If Sir Tristram sees another pretty girl that he fancies a little bit more, and she's a bit more available than Queen Isolde, she might come between them. But with the exception of pretty available women and certain death, nothing will keep them apart. Although once or twice when Tristram has gone off to meet with Isolde, and he's seen a forest that looked like it might be full of adventure, and that he might be able to have a few fights with knights and prove just how awesome he is, then he's been distracted and gone off into there. But with the exception, ladies and gents, of forests that contain adventure, pretty women, and certain death, nothing can keep their love apart. And now Sir Tristram is riding off after this knight who has struck down so many brave men, whose shield is hidden by cloth. Can Sir Tristram catch up with this knight and teach him a lesson? We'll find out, Julie. We'll find out who the unknown knight is. It was then, after Sir Tristram had been resting in a priory for 6 days, that he sent for his squire, Governal, and he commanded his squire to go to a city nearby and fetch him a new harness for his horse. For it was a long time after that Sir Tristram had been refreshed, and in all of his travels his harness had become bruised and broken. And when Governal his servant was come with his apparel, he took his leave of the priory and mounted his horse and rode his way early unto the morning. But then, by sudden adventure, he met with Sir Sagramore the Desirous and with Sir Dodinus the Savage, and those 2 knights met with Sir Tristram and questioned him and asked if he would joust with them. Fair knight, said Sir Tristram, with a good will I would joust with you. But I have promised at a day set nearby to do battle with a strong knight, and therefore I am loath to have ado with you, in case it should misfortune me that I was hurt, and that I should not be able to do my battle with Sir Palomides, who I promised, for I hate him most of any knight in the realm. As for that, said Sir Sagramor, Mailhead, you shall joust with us, or else we won't let you pass. Very well, said Sir Tristram. If you're forcing me to joust with you, I will do what I may. And then they readied their shields and came running together with great anger. But though Sir Tristram's great force, he struck Sir Sagramor from his horse. Then he held his horse further and said to Sir Dodinas, Knight, make yourself ready too, for I have knocked down Sir Sagramor, and I will do the same to thee. Then he went and held his horse further, and they made themselves ready, and Sir Tristram came together like thunder and struck Dodinas from his horse. And when he saw those two knights lying on the earth, he took his bridle and rode forth on his way, with his man governor alongside. And as Sir Tristram passed, Sir Sagramor and Sir Dodinas got their horses and mounted up lightly, and followed after Sir Tristram. And when Sir Tristram saw them come so fast after him, he returned with his horse to them, and asked them what they would. It's not long ago since I smote you to the earth, at your own request and desire, he said. I would have ridden by you, but you would not suffer me, and now it seems you would do more battle against me. That is truth, said Sir Sagramor and Sir Dodinas, for we wish to be revenged of you after you have knocked us from our horses. Fair knight, said Sir Tristram, that shall little need you, for all that I did to you, you brought it upon yourselves. Wherefore I require you of your knighthood to leave me at this time, for I am sure that if I do battle with you, I will not escape without great hurts again, and I suppose you shall not escape without great hurt either. And this is the cause why I am so loath to have ado with you. For I must fight within these 3 days with a good knight, who is as valiant as any is now living, and if I am hurt, I won't be able to do battle against him. What knight is this, said Sir Sagramor, that you fight with? Sirs, said Tristram, he is a good knight, and his name is Sir Palomides. By my head, said Sir Sagramor and Sir Dodinas, you do have cause to fear him, for you shall find him to be a passing good knight, and a valiant one too, and by cause you shall have ado with him, and we will forbear you at this time, or else you won't escape lightly. But fair knight, said Sir Sagramor, tell us your name. Sirs, said he, my name is Sir Tristram de Lyon. Ah, said Sir Sagramor and Sir Dodinas, well be you found, for we've heard much worship of you. And then either took and departed on their way. Halfway through tonight's tale, ladies and gents, as Tristram goes off in search of that knight with the covered shield, and before tonight ends, we shall find out just who that knight with the covered shield really is, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Also, for anybody who's watching this sort of on replays and is watching episodes back to back, yes, I'm aware I've worn the same jumper 2 nights in a row. It hurts me to have done it. I try not to wear the same jumper 2 nights in a row. I try desperately not to do it, but tonight it was cold, and this jumper was the first one that was at hand. So after I got in from work, I pulled it on, and I hope you'll forgive me. Anyway, it's not Darth Vader. Although doing a Darth Vader voice would be pretty fun for the show, but it's not Darth Vader. let's see. I'm glad you like the jumper, Black Rabbit. It's my night jumper. It's my chainmail jumper. I've even got a little coif for the neck. Chainmail plus coif. You can't do better than that. Anyway, let's go on to part 2 of tonight's tale. Thank you, Queen. I'm glad you like it. This jumper can't be worn twice. Then departed Sir Tristram, and he rode straight to Camelot, to the perron that Merlin had once made, and where Sir Lancelot, who was the king's son of Ireland, was slain by the hands of Balin. By the way, if you don't know the tale of Balin, the knight with the 2 swords, go to SimonTellsTales.com when we're finished here and go and look up Season 2. Season 2 is on the website and it's got the entirety of the story of Balin on there, and it's awesome. I am very well, thank you, Susan. How are you? And in that same place was the fair Lady Column slain, who was the love of Sir Lancelot. For after he was dead, she took his sword and thrust it through her body. And by the craft of Merlin, he had gone to inter this knight Lancelot and his Lady Column under one stone. And at that time, Merlin had prophesied that in that same place should fight 2 of the best knights that ever were in King Arthur's days, and that those knights who fought would also be the best lovers as well. So, when Sir Tristram came to the tomb where Lancelot and his lady were buried, he looked about him to see if Sir Palamite had come. And then was he aware of a seemly knight who came riding against him all in white with a covered shield. When he had come by him, Sir Tristram, he said on high, "You be welcome, Sir Knight, and well and truly have you held your promise." And then they readied their shields and spears and came together with all the might of their horses, and as they met so fiercely, both horses and knights fell to the earth. And as fast as they might avoid their horses, both men put their shields up before him, and then they struck together with bright swords as men that were of might. And either one wounded each other wondrously sore, so that blood ran to the grass. And thus they fought together in the space of 4 hours, so that never one would speak of one other word, and of their harnesses they'd hewn off many pieces. "O Lord Jesus," said Gouvernail, "I marvel greatly of the strokes my master has given to your master." "By my head," said that other knight's servant, "your master has not given so many, but your master has received as many more." "Oh Jesus," said Gouvernail, "it's too much for Sir Palamite to suffer, or this other knight either. And yet, pity that either of these good knights should destroy each other's blood." And so they stood and wept both, and both squires made great sorrow when they saw the bright swords were covered with the blood of both bodies. Then at the last spoke the knight with the covered shield, who said, "Knight, you fight wonderfully well as ever I saw a knight fight. Therefore, if it please you, tell me your name." "Sir," said Sir Tristram, "that is me loath to tell any man my name, for I do not wish to share it." "Oh, truly," said the knight with the covered shield, "do tell, for I know." So these guys repeat themselves in the book. I'm going to try one again. "Sir," said Sir Tristram, "I am loath to tell any man my name." "Truly," said Surly, said the knight with the covered shield, "I require you to tell me my name." Well said," said Sir Tristram. If I tell you my name, will you share yours? Fair knight, he said, my name is Sir Lancelot the Lake. Alas, said Sir Tristram, what have I done in fighting you? I had no desire to do battle against you, for you are the man in the world that I love best. Fair knight, said Sir Lancelot, tell me your name. Truly, said he, my name is Sir Tristram de Lyon. Oh, Jesus, said Sir Lancelot, what foul adventure has befallen me? And therewith Sir Lancelot kneeled down and offered up his sword. And therewith Sir Tristram kneeled down and offered up his sword as well. And so either one awarded each other the victory of the battle. And then they both went forthwith to the memorial stone set by Merlin, and they took off their helms to crawl upon it, and either one kissed each other 100 times, and ever after they took off their helms and rode to Camelot. And there they met with Sir Gawaine and Sir Gaheris, that had made a promise to King Arthur never to come to the court until they had brought Sir Tristram with them. There we have it, ladies and gents. Can I just say that was the toughest reveal ever, because Thomas Mallory forgets halfway through that chapter that he hasn't revealed the name. So he reveals the name of Sir Lancelot right at the start instead of when the helms are actually removed. So I was tripping over my tongue constantly through there, trying not to give away the secret that yes, the knight with a covered shield was in fact Sir Lancelot, because if you remember going back to before Christmas, King Arthur came across Sir Tristram at a tournament, and at that tournament he demanded that Sir Tristram should come to the court of Camelot to meet with him. But Tristram refused, and so King Arthur said to 20 of his best knights that they must go out into Britain and bring Sir Tristram back to Camelot. And if they did not do that, then they would never be allowed to come back to the round table. And so we see that some trickery has been played here, ladies and gents. Sir Lancelot has disguised himself as a knavish, wicked knight in order to trick Sir Tristram into chasing him across Britain. He has feigned to fight with the Knights of the Round Table, with Sir Sagramore, with Sir Dodinas, with Sir Blobris, with Sir Kay, with Sir Didymus. And so all of those knights should say that there has been a wicked knight who has gone on and that Tristram would face until at the very last he's found himself upon Camelot's doorstep, never having suspected that all this was a ruse all along. How is that for the best April Fool's prank ever? Absolutely, it's a wicked play, wicked game, Rabbit. Yes, Julia, that's how it's done in Camelot. If you want something done, cover your shield in cloth, feign some fights, hit some people, and then trick them down to where they might need to go. Although it did backfire in the end, because when Tristram finally turned up, Lancelot had no idea who he was. Muppet. The secret, Frank, is just be enthusiastic. I think the size of the hair and the volume of the hair, Frank, is directly related to how enthusiastic you get when you tell stories. The more it's not hair conditioner anymore, Frank. This is pure adrenaline and happiness from telling stories. That's it. Serotonin and adrenaline. That's what gets the hair puffy. That's what does it, Frank. Anyway, that's tonight's tale. Tomorrow night, we'll see just what happens when we get... No, not for Morgane Le Fay. Morgane Le Fay has her own separate plot to upset the court of King Arthur, which we'll find out in all time to come. No moose. Oh, okay. Honestly, guys, we'll continue with this tale tomorrow, but the hair routine, okay? The hair routine. I wash it with some Tristram shampoo, and then I put some Tristram conditioner in it, and that's it. That's it. No other product in the hair. Some shampoo, some conditioner. Do you know what? Because you guys are asked so many times, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. I'm going to come off right now and do Poetry Live. And when I come back for Poetry Live in a couple of minutes, I am going to bring in my conditioner bottle and my shampoo bottle, and I will finally read the ingredients on the back of hair conditioner before we get into doing some proper poetry. There we go, ladies and gents. I will. Well, Roger, you've got facial hair, which I can only dream of. I will do it. Right, ladies and gents, I'm going to pop up. I'll be back with some Poetry Live in a couple of minutes, and we'll talk hair and poetry when we do it. Bye bye.